You don't think I have a cookie right under there? You don't think I have a cookie right under my camera? I do have a cookie right under my camera. You think I don't have a cookie? I got a cookie! I'm in a cookie because I'm fat! Everybody, how you doing? King Dingbat here. Now you may be saying, what's Philly 500 doing in his victory room? The Eagles didn't play today. They didn't win. Well, besides being a victory room, I also consider this my stream of consciousness room. I like to come out here, especially in the fall, in the winter when it's cold outside, and I can come out and maybe have a stogie once in a while. I'm not really a big stogie guy. Once in a while I do them, maybe once a week, something like that. But I come out, open the door, let the cool air in, hang out front, and just think about things, life, family, children, wife, make sure everybody's happy, everybody's good, all that good stuff. And I also use it as a victory celebration. Now, that said, today, we're gonna smoke one of these things because we do have a victory. We got a lot to celebrate after today, this Sunday, because in my opinion, the team that won the biggest today was your Philadelphia Eagles. Now, the Giants are up on the Denver Broncos as we speak, and I was going and planned on doing a live stream tonight, but I have been traveling all weekend. I just spent 5.5 hours for a 4.5 hour drive with the combinations of traffic and children asking if we're there every 5 minutes and they have to go to the bathroom and they want something to eat, and are we in America, and all that stuff every 5-10 minutes. The last thing I can do right now is try to concentrate on a live stream with so many questions coming at me. I need to come down, I need to chill. So instead of the live stream, I'm doing this. But you know what? We'll definitely do a live stream either Monday or Tuesday. We're going to do one, and we're going to talk this, because I got to talk to my peoples. And with that, make sure you put it the right way. You got to make sure. I've made that mistake before. Just for YouTube monetization purposes, because they keep saying my videos aren't suitable until I have them reviewed, then they're suitable. This is a stogie, a cigar, tobacco, no illicit drugs. I don't do drugs. I dropped my lighter. Not a fan of the drugs. So, the Eagles, they win. They win big. Let's get the glasses off so we can talk to each other. Motto we motto. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Now, what a day for the Eagles. I mean, what a day. What a day. I hear a lot of people saying, oh, let's talk about the Super Bowl. Stop talking about the Super Bowl. And then all these other people going, Super Bowl, Super Bowl, going Super Bowl. We could go to the Super Bowl. I'm going to tell you where I'm at. Here's something I believe. Fans can look ahead. They can look through a schedule. They can look 2-3 weeks on. They're not playing. They're not the team. They're allowed to do that because they're fans. If you were a team player, a coach, front office, then you shouldn't do it. You should stay away from it. So Carson Wentz shouldn't be looking at the Dallas game or looking ahead to the Rams game or the Seattle game. Should be focusing on the Redskins. But fans, we can do it. So I don't get mad at fans when they do it. Some people do because they think it jinxes them, and I get it. But I don't think it's a big deal. Now, the question you're probably wondering, do I think the Eagles could go to the Super Bowl this year? And my answer is hell yeah, they could go to the Super Bowl this year. It's possible. You can't tell me it's impossible. The Aaron Rodgers injury to me is humongous. It's humongous because even if he's not out for the whole year, he's going to be out so much time that by the time it comes to the playoffs, I don't see Green Bay even making the playoffs. I don't think Green Bay makes the playoffs. I think Detroit's going to wind up taking it out. Maybe Minnesota. both teams can't go to Philly with. So who does that leave in the NFC? Well, I said this about Atlanta. They're not the same team they were last year. They have that Super Bowl hangover. They're struggling. They lost to Buffalo. They lost to Miami. They should have lost to Chicago. They're very, very beatable. Okay. So that takes us to what? We've talked about the North and the AFC South. So let's look at the AFC West. You have the Seattle Seahawks. I don't think the Seahawks are unbeatable, especially in Philly. You get a bye week in Philly, you got a shot to do this. You got a shot, yo. Then, let's see. The Rams. The Rams are a good team. I think the Rams are a good team. I don't think the Rams are 12-4, 1 or 2 seed. I think they could be a playoff team at 10-6, wild card, maybe sneak in the division if everything goes their way. But I see them losing pretty quickly, so I'm not worried about them. Then Seattle, we said, is a good team. If Seattle had home field throughout the playoffs, if Seattle was to get home field throughout the playoffs, they would be a problem. I would think that would put us at a big disadvantage going into Seattle. But I mean, think about this. You have to think about this. The Eagles really can compete with every team in the NFC. Every team in the NFC. I mean, this isn't for those who are saying, "Oh, you're just an Eagle fan. You're just drinking the Kool-Aid." You tell me who can beat them. Who can't they go up and play against? If the Eagles win on Monday, because this Redskins game is humongous. It's huge. Because I do believe the Redskins are a top 3 NFC conference team. I think it's the Eagles, the Seahawks, and the Redskins. Well, maybe the Rams. The Seahawks are a funny team because you know that they have talent, but you know that their defense is not what it was. But I still consider them dangerous because of Russell Wilson. So for that, I put them at number 2 seed. I put the Redskins at the number 3 seed of overall rankings of them. In NFC power ranking, I would go Eagles first. Then I would go Seattle 2, Redskins 3, Carolina 4, and then you would get into like the Falcons and the New Orleans Saints. Now the Saints don't scare me at all. I ain't scared of the Saints at all. I think they got an older quarterback. I think they can't go on the road and beat anybody. I think at home they'll beat teams at home. Detroit doesn't scare me either. So this Eagle team is fantastic. It's fantastic. There's people out there that talking, playing. Go to bed. You got school tomorrow, kids. It's dark out. Go to bed. You stinking dingbat kids. My kids are getting ready to bed. They're brushing their teeth. They're doing what they gotta do because that's what Daddy does. He puts them to bed. They're still skateboarding. They think it's summertime. Go to school. Go do your homework. Go read a book. That's what I said. Sunday, 7 o'clock. Read a book. Do your homework. Get in bed. That's it. That's simple. Instead, they walk by and look at me like, who the hell is this guy talking to? I'm feeling 500. I talk to whoever I want, even if nobody's there. So I love the Eagles situation though. I love where we're at. I love where we're going. I love where we're going to be. And it's going to be a beautiful thing. Right now, everything has gone so perfect for the Eagles for 3 weeks in a row. And it's a very hard thing to do. Now listen, there are things that we have to worry about, right? There's things that are going to happen. People are going to get injured. You got to worry about injuries. You got to worry about letdown. How does this team handle winning and being up there? I don't think it's going to bother them personally. I don't think a guy like Carson Wentz is going to be bothered by something like that. So I wasn't worried about that when I was doing Bitter Dingbats. Last week we talked a little about that. That's not something that I'm even concerned about yet. If they lose or they lose a game like against San Francisco, like the Redskins almost did today, then I'll start to worry about that. But I'm not worried about it now. For all the issues I've ever had with Doug Peterson, the one thing that I can say in a truthful way, in an honest way, is he has had this team ready to play. They've been ready to play. But fans talking about the potential of their team, there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it. Fans believing that every player that plays for the team is the greatest player ever because he wears eagle green or another team's colors is wrong. And that's what I try to avoid doing. But looking ahead at the schedule, I have no problem with that. The Eagles play the Redskins. The Redskins, that's the big game. The Eagles beat them. They take command, 2.5 game lead on the Redskins. That's big time, yo. That is big time. Big time. But I'm excited about this team. I think everything is set up. Even Carson, his ceiling. You're seeing a guy, I believe that he could be a franchise quarterback. There is no doubt about it. I don't know if I thought he could be this good, this quick. Right now, everything's going good. And sometimes that's a bad thing in the end because then things all go wrong at once. So we got to see it play out. We gotta take every game seriously and be ready to play the Redskins, especially the Redskins. It's a big game. That's the big game. Now, another thing I want to say, and this will be my last thing before I let you go, but I would consider, after seeing what Arizona did today, and I didn't get to watch the games I was driving, but after seeing what the Cardinals did with getting Adrian Peterson, I would consider trying to bring in another running back. I like Blunt, but I still think you need another running back. Wendell Smallwood's hurt. Barner didn't do enough to impress me this week. I keep giving Clement carries. I keep giving LeGarrette Blunt carries. But the one thing I would not do is I would not stop looking to get a running back. If you can go out and get Carlos Hyde, I think I would do it. I think I would try to do it. I think with where you're at in the division and in the conference, you should try to make a move and upgrade this roster even further. How could it hurt? You don't just say, we're 5-1. We don't need to try to do anything to get better. Always try to get better. Always try to get better. So I think that's a move that he still should try. If you can call Buffalo and somehow finagle Shady, do it, even though I doubt it because they're 3-2. But maybe a guy like Carlos Hyde is possible to bring in, and I would seriously consider it. So, with that said, look, the Eagles have a chance to do great things this year. I'm not going to go out there and say they have a chance to go to the Super Bowl and win the Super Bowl. I'm not going there yet. It's possible. But what I'm saying is they have a chance to put themselves in a position that come playoff time, they have everything in their favor. And that's what I'm looking forward to right now. That's where my goal is. My goal right now is a first or second seed. So let's concentrate on that, and then we'll go from there. And with that said, hey, I'll let you guys go. You take care. I'm going to finish my cigar. Talk to you later, and hey, don't be a dick bag.